linebacker Lee Kpogba. Questions for Lee?
So, Lee, start with differences. How are you different from where you were last year? How is the defense different from where it was last year?
I feel like me, the game just having a year in the system, and the game slowed down for me. Just just knowing what to expect from the offense, and just knowing like where other people gonna be at on the defense. And the defense changed. I mean, it's basically like a whole new defense. Like, I mean, we brought back a few starters, but it's a new group of guys, and I feel like it's better chemistry this year with the defense. We hang around each other more. It's more guys up here watching film because we didn't really like the results from last year. So, like, we're trying to change it. So, I feel like that's a big difference this year on the team.
What do you know about Penn State? I mean, obviously you grew up. You know that's one of the blue blood schools, and what do you remember about them, or what do you know about Penn State?
I mean, I don't know too much about them. I just know. I mean,
You got white uniforms.
yeah. I mean, I know obviously they got. I mean, I know they got a nice stadium. You know, I know. I know. Yeah, I don't really know too much about Penn State as far as like the school. You know.
What do you know of their offense when you're starting to scout?
Well, when I'm watching the offense, you can see they got some pretty good players on offense. You know, we're gonna just have to get aligned and execute, and everybody do their job. You know, and just play hard.
We mentioned. He said, I asked him who we would compare Penn State's offense to based on teams that you played in the past. He said he thought running game wise very similar to what you face every day with West Virginia's backs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I feel like that because I mean we got pretty good backs, and they got some good backs. So I feel like our backs give us a good look every day. You know. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, our backs give us a good look every day, trying to prepare for Penn State. So, yeah.
You mentioned, wanting the defense to be better than last year and kind of being upset about that performance and chemistry being better. Is it a situation where you, with any of the guys that were around last year, do you look at any film and see, like, we messed up here, we could have done this better here, this is what Coach Leather's talking about, or you just scrap it and be like, it just wasn't good, we want to be better?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely watch film from last year just so you can learn from your mistakes. And was just looking at what went wrong last year on certain plays, and whether it was communication on that play or just somebody not knowing what they were supposed to do, or so you just look at it and try to learn from it.
Were you able to quickly, especially now through spring and fall, look at it in retrospect and be like, man, I know where I messed up?
Oh yeah, definitely. I could definitely look at the film and tell instantly like if I didn't do something right or do it the way it was supposed to be done.
Any carryover preparation-wise from last year to this year? I mean, you didn't toe the water last year, and you're certainly not towing the water this year. You're going right into the deep end. Was there things you could take away from that?
I mean, we're basically just excited. I mean, get a chance to prove ourselves, So, whenever you get to, you want to go out there and play the same regardless of who you playing against, any opponent, but, it's just a little different this game,
Is there any comfortability? I know Aubrey mentioned this. He said, playing last year, he was kind of hyped up a little bit, and as the game went on, he's like, eventually. But is there any carryover in terms of, okay, I did this last year. I know what the environment's like. I'm going to have a comfortability maybe that I didn't have before?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely feel more comfortable just being in the system a year, and then just being able to, like, read more pre-snap keys, just looking at more things that I didn't look at necessarily last year to help me throughout the play.
Lee, would you rather go into a game as an underdog or a favorite?
I say the underdog because it's just I say the underdog because like I said, we ready to prove to everybody that we can compete and play at a high level.
What do you think causes upsets? I mean, why is it that teams that are, 2 touchdown underdogs or not ranked beat ranked teams? It can't just be all us people being wrong.
Yeah, I just feel like it really depends on the team, like how you prepare, the attitude of the guys going into the game. I mean, definitely got to be hungry because, you know, got room for a few mistakes. We can't beat ourselves, so we're going to have to execute.
From an upset standpoint, do you think, because I mean, you guys were underdogs going into Pittsburgh last year, and that was a close game, you feel you should have won. Is there any advantage for it being week one? Because maybe they're trying to figure things out as well, and they're getting together, and they're a little different than last year too, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say that. I mean, it's the first game for both of us, so, I mean.
There's degrees of being an underdog, though. You can be a close underdog, but in this case, you guys are pretty significant underdogs. Does that add a little extra to the juice to you guys when you're in practice or preparing?
I mean, yeah, it's definitely feel because, I mean, it's just showing that everybody against us and, you know, just the people around this facility. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, we probably the only ones who think we can win the game. So it's just feel added to the fire.
What did you try to improve upon in the offseason? Physically, what did you try to work on?
Physically, my flexibility and just my hips and my pad level at times.
Do you feel better in those areas?
Yeah, I feel better in those areas for sure.
Okay, anything else for Lee? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.